Ugarte, De Ligt, Maximilian Baera, Sancho. There's so much to talk about this morning. Wan Bissaka, Mazraoui. We've got updates galore. We are back in the studio. Welcome along to your morning update here on Forever United TV, everybody. I am Adam. Welcome along to the show. I hope you are all doing fantastically well. I hope you have had a good break along with me with all the content we have brought you guys. It's time to get serious, get down to business and what's going on right now. We have a massive update on Ugarte. We have big updates on Obi Martin as well, the young kid from Arsenal. Wan Bissaka, like we said, interesting development there. And what agreement in principle is this Sancho news that's coming out? We'll talk about that as well. But we're going to start with Ugarte and that big news coming out from Fabrizio Romano, the man himself, about a loan with obligation to buy offer that could be on the table for Manchester United, and what that means also for our other deals that we're making or what we're negotiating right now in this transfer window. Please get involved in the chat, everybody. Get your comments in. Please give the video a like. We're looking for 800 likes. We are going big. We're going bold. We are going full-on Manchester United news this morning, so please give the video a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, guys, to keep up to date with all news around Manchester United. I've got you covered, and now that the holiday season is pretty much over, we are back down to business in the studio with all the updates, live information as we go. Are you excited that the studio's back? Everyone can see where we're up to. Everyone's loving it. Massive thanks again, guys. While we was away, we went past 51,000 subscribers as well. So keep subscribing and keep sharing the videos as well. But more importantly, guys, this channel is about us. Get involved. I want to hear your comments on this. I've set a poll up already. Ugarte on loan. A smart move from United if we can pull it off. The straightforward answer, yes or no, on this one. The majority already, and we are getting nearly 200 votes on this already, saying 94% say yes, this is a very smart move. Where did this come about? Why is it significant for Manchester United right now? Well, it's huge for Manchester United. Not too long ago, in fact, when news first came out about Ugarte, I was talking about not wasting money. I didn't sort of look at Ugarte as a permanent fixture personally. I wasn't completely convinced at the start. I've watched more, I've learnt more. I watched a bit of the Copa America. The guy is a decent player, he is. But I just thought, you know what, we had other targets that we were going for at the time, and maybe if we could get him on loan, it was a really smart move. I didn't want to go spending the mega bucks that PSG wanted for Manuel Ugarte. We discussed yesterday about his price being dropped down. Well, them talks that we talked about yesterday between Manchester United and PSG seem to have been more advanced than what we first thought. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United have been negotiating hard with PSG on this one. And somehow now, and Fabrizio himself, and this is why this is significant, has said before that there is no chance of a loan deal happening for Manchester United to get Ugarte from PSG. It's not on the table. Categorically, no. Well, now it is all of a sudden. And what United have done, or how United have negotiated this in, is, I can only say, impressive that we've got PSG to this stage. It's good business for Manchester United because it does free up funds. It gives United a year. And again, pressure to get into the Champions League, yes, and we do need to perform well this season, but it gives us a year to renegotiate everything, not renegotiate everything, but reorganise our finances and be ready for next summer. Like I said before, Ineos are not just planning this summer, they are planning summers down the line and planting seeds and obviously making sure that deals are ready to go for summers to come. We talked about the Branthwaite one in this way, and that now Branthwaite will not renew his contract at Everton. And obviously then he enters his last 2 years, and Everton start to lose a bit of value on him. United will wait out on Branthwaite. Even when he comes to about 24, they're still happy to wait that long. Branthwaite is also going to wait that long as well. Ugarte, obligation to buy. How much that obligation is to buy? Will it become an option? Will Manchester United negotiate in an option? I.e., if we get to the Champions League this season, that obligation becomes the obligation. Well, this has been discussed before with possible, just to give you an example of how a deal like this would happen. Jadon Sancho, there was an option with him with Juve at one time where there was an obligation to buy or an option to buy for him to go to Juve. And so the obligation is that United at the end of the season commit to buying Ugarte, and that deal will be written in. But what Manchester United can also negotiate into this deal is a obligation to buy after an option if United hits certain targets, i.e. if the player plays a certain amount of games, hits a certain amount of numbers in them games, Manchester United qualify for the Champions League, or they may even bring the Europa League into play here with this one. PSG will look after themselves. If Manchester United are obviously trying to look after themselves, so PSG will make sure that they get their money. With it being an obligation to buy it again, does that mean that Manchester United may be offering more money to PSG than what we would be buying him for this summer? Look, finances are tight. United are stuck, absolutely stuck with where they're at right now financially. It's an impossible situation to be in for Manchester United with the finances and what's gone before. And everybody's starting to come around to the thought of that and understand where we're at with it. But United could, say, give, 60 million for Ugarte if we qualify for the Champions League next season. Will that seem bad? Well, we could have got him cheaper this summer, but we haven't got the money. What's more important? Ineos keeps stressing football becomes first. Getting the right players in and performing on the pitch. United can bounce books if they're in the Champions League better than not being in the Champions League. There's more money in the Champions League than there is in selling United's players at the moment. So really, if United are paying an extra 10 million next summer with the obligation negotiated in with this one, then it works better for United because we can afford it more. I think that makes sense. I have to just quickly run over to the chat because there is a mega super chat in from Nubian, the legend that is Nubian Paraho. Wow, thank you, mate. £199 super chat. What a way to start the studio early morning content this week. Amazing. Thank you so much, Nubian. You are an absolute legend. What a generous man this guy is. Guys, let's heap some praise onto Nubian this morning. He has just dropped 200 quid in. This is what helps this channel move so fast and forward, guys. I'm loving that. Nubian, thank you. You absolute superstar. I can't believe it. Blown away again, mate. Thank you. I'm going to quickly move on with the news. Just didn't expect that to come this morning. But, yeah, Ugarte, obligation to buy, loan deal definitely works for Manchester United for all reasons that I just described there. It makes complete sense. United will put in the option version. I'm pretty certain of that, like I just explained, to cover themselves. If he's a flop and United don't use him for the amount of games that trigger the obligation, then we don't have to buy him. It makes complete and utter sense. It's similar to Amrabat, except they won't be as these will be sterner rules put in place, or sterner stipulations put in place on this contract for Ugarte to come to United. Like, look, it's an option at the moment. United may still go out and buy him. Fabrizio Romano has stressed this is just a discussion and the loan can happen, but it's not a definite as it is at the moment. So, whereas this looks like a fantastic deal and what we're talking about now really works for Manchester United, it's still not negotiated in fully and isn't there yet. Let's just say that. It's not fully there. Into what else is going on right now. But obviously the Ugarte news is taking preference at the moment, like we discussed yesterday. Talks with Manchester United for Jadon Sancho and for Ugarte are firing full steam ahead right now. So we're expecting big movements this week, and Romano did say that this was going to be a mega week for United. 2 days in, we're getting a lot of stories coming out already. In terms of Sancho and PSG, there was a report coming out last night via Sports Zone saying that Manchester United's Jadon Sancho has verbally agreed, and there's a verbal agreement between him and PSG. He is not high up the pecking order. He is, I think, second, if not third choice for that sort of position for PSG. Obviously, we discussed yesterday with Desiree Doué now possibly going to Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich are not going to get Xavi Simons. He's going back to RB Leipzig, and that whole triangle of player situation and moving players on developing there. So, looking at that, it does look like we said yesterday, PSG are putting people in place. They're moving players around, making sure that agreements are in place. If they have to go and trigger, then it goes. There is a big announcement coming. It has to be this week, Fabrizio Romano says, for João Neves being announced for PSG. They've got him on a steal, to be honest. They're talking 70 million euros here. Now, that is like a deal that United should have been all over personally. It just looks like he was always destined for PSG. Look, when it comes to people saying, why weren't United actually in for João Neves? And at that price, could we not have convinced him? According to Romano, and this has been stated for weeks and weeks and weeks now by him, and people just seem to be ignoring it to try and have a go at Ineos on this one. He verbally agreed personal terms with PSG a long time ago. He has wanted to move to PSG. This was his preference. He didn't want anything else. So we cannot say that we haven't. We have tried. We have gone in. We have spoken with Benfica about this. But when the player wants to move one place, there's nothing you can really do about it. His heart and his head was set on PSG, basically. But PSG need to make this happen this week, Fabrizio Romano says. So in comes João Neves. United obviously then into negotiating with Ugarte. Whether there'll be a loan fee for Ugarte along with this obligation or whatever it will be, I don't know. But negotiations for all different deals are going on right now between United and PSG. The Sancho one is secondary to all of the Ugarte deal right now. That's the most important one. PSG don't see Sancho as a priority, but he is definitely of interest, and United are just keeping that one on ice right now, ready to go if necessary. But yeah, Neves announced this week for PSG. United move forward with the announcement with PSG for Ugarte. That looks like that could possibly be getting the here we go this week. That's how big this week could be for United and how fast PSG are moving this week. For some reason, Romano is stressing how quickly PSG want to move along this week in particular. I don't know why or the full details of it, but he has stressed it on his YouTube channel about PSG needing to move this very, very quickly. So that was Jadon Sancho. That was Manuel Ugarte. Moving forward, how the hell are we 11 minutes in already? This is flying. Good to be back, people, in the studio. Give the video a like. We're already creeping up to the 200 mark. Wan Bissaka is still not there yet. Contrary to reports yesterday, and they were mainly coming from the West Ham side of things, Florian Plettenberg from Sky Germany and Sky Sports over here I've been talking like negotiations are just going on. We were talking yesterday. Some sources came out and said that there's a deal in place for 15 million with add-ons. That's not necessarily true. We're now being told there's no agreement between United and West Ham or West Ham and Wan Bissaka. He is taking his time. He's taking his sweet time. He is enjoying life in LA at the moment, on tour with Manchester United, and there's no rush for Wan Bissaka. Like, would you? No, you wouldn't. You'd just be enjoying life in LA right now, soaking up the sun, playing some football in the sun and enjoying life as a Manchester United player. Look, the negotiations are ongoing and they are very, very positive though. Plettenberg does back it up and say, look, it's not a worry, it's not a concern. It's not like this deal is not going to happen. It's just that it's not as far on as what other reports were saying yesterday, which we were talking about. This happens all the time in transfer windows. Don't worry about it. Don't stress like it's not going to happen. United definitely need to make this happen. West Ham are probably in the stronger position right now because Plettenberg also goes on, as well as Romano as well, about Mazraoui, which we know personal terms are agreed with United. He wants to move to the club. Mazraoui has told Bayern Munich that he is leaving, like Matthias de Ligt did. Plettenberg does go on to say, though, that the two deals are being negotiated differently. There's nothing on the table right now for Matthias de Ligt and Mazraoui as a package deal. It's two separate deals, which is why Wan Bissaka is so important to the Mazraoui deal and why United will not just out and out no to any offer on the table from West Ham. They need to sell Wan Bissaka. So in terms of that deal, it's moving along. Negotiations are fine. They're just getting into the deep end of it now and the detail and the minor detail of Wan Bissaka's deal. I think it's the structure of payments which is the issue right now, but looking at what's been said, it does look like we are going to be getting some updates on Wan Bissaka, and it is still a very positive chance he is moving to West Ham, so no stress there. Back to de Ligt and Mazraoui though. Mazraoui will come in separately. De Ligt is going to be negotiated on his own. Now, what happens with de Ligt? Obviously, Manchester United, if they manage to get Ugarte on loan, it opens up a world of possibilities for United to move elsewhere in this transfer window. I.e., the money that we might have been spending on Ugarte can be spread around a little bit. Do we want to pay more for de Ligt? No, we don't. And apparently Romano has said both Bayern and Manchester United are still stubbornly sticking to their marks and their valuations of the Dutchman. So how badly does Manchester United and Erik ten Hag want to bring de Ligt in? Will they go any more in terms of value? I don't know. We will wait and see. But Ugarte definitely gives them the option to do so if indeed Manchester United manage to negotiate a loan for Manuel Ugarte. Other news as well, guys. There is still other news. Yes, there is. Maximilian Bierre, if you say it like that. Bierre. Oh, I think that's how you say it. Obviously, German forward. Decent season for him last season. He has been mentioned before. I've never really gone into detail on this sort of transfer or looked into it with any real sort of optimism like this is going to happen. 21-year-old, obviously, we know playing his trade at Hoffenheim in Bundesliga. All right, season last season for him. Good attributes. I think he got, 16 goals, 3 assists it was last season. Can play anchor midfield, can play left wing and centre forward. So versatile forward again. If you do manage, and like we've been said, look, if Anthony does go, it's hard to see. But still, they may be able to shift Anthony on, even if it's on loan. If Sancho does go, then United will be in the market for another forward, possibly. A versatile one would come in very handy. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Will Hoffenheim sell? Usually you would get clubs in this position saying, yes, definitely would. Are Manchester United realistically in for him? The sports come from Tutto Juve. So you take it with whatever variety of seasoning you want. Usually it would come with a pinch of salt. But we have to talk about everything that's going on and all of the possibilities for United. And we're just giving you your full update on what might develop and come through the day today, keeping you in the know before you start your day at work, obviously early doors. So that's the forward for Manchester United. Of the forward variety being brought in, or possibly being brought in, there is other news regarding a definite forward coming in for Manchester United, and that is our man Obi Martin bidding farewell to Arsenal on social media. This now looks extremely close to announcement time. The deal's on the table. It is a lucrative deal for Obi Martin from Manchester United, apparently the best deal. He doesn't want to move across to Germany. He wants to stay in England. City are not in for him. That was thought to be Manchester United's biggest rival for a player like Obi Martin. He doesn't want to go Germany. United have given him the best deal. They've rolled out the red carpet as such for him. So we are expecting an announcement very, very soon for Obi Martin coming in from Manchester United on a scholarship with a view to a first professional contract. That's the deal that's in the offing at the moment for him. But yeah, that pretty much gets you up to date with most of the stuff that's going on. Please give the video a like, guys. We're over 200 for the video. Quickly, let's run through some of your chats before we finish up. So far, it's a bad window, Adam. No outgoings and only 2 signings. Land one of them signings is a sub player. So far, shocking. I wouldn't say shocking, Wayne. Judge us against City's window, or let's just say judges against Liverpool's window, Newcastle's window, anyone's window around Manchester United in the league. Everybody's struggling with financial fair play, Wayne, and unfortunately, it cannot be the excitement of transfer windows gone past before. It's impossible. So, in terms of the restrictions United are under, I think getting rid of Williams, Greenwood, Donny van der Beek, players like this, obviously Varane and Martial have left as well on massive wages. United are saving a fortune. And look, this week we could make a couple of signings and it could turn into a very good window. I think United will be happier than a lot of football clubs in the Premier League right now in how the window has gone. But, we do need to get rid of some players. We know it's difficult right now because of the contracts that these players are under. But, look, be patient. United will lose out on all of these players money-wise because some are going to go for free as well. So it's just the situation we're in. Eventually we will grind it out and get through it and come out the other side. That's what's important about it. Thanks for all the comments as well, guys. I can see them coming in. Huge fan of Spider. Wan Bissaka is underrated. I get you, mate. I get that comment. He is a great defender. If we could get de Ligt on loan too, that would be a coup. Marta, now you are pushing it. Getting rid of Donny was master stroke, says Andrew. Block N2410. Glazers get 2 billion and still own the club, but we have to sell to buy. Disgusting. Yep, that is that situation again that we're in. And that's what I'm discussing and talking about, mate. It is horrible. It is. Gehen says, United, in regards to LIGT, we must not budge from our position. Clubs need to know this is the new United. We will not be ripped off anymore. The fools who used to be in charge have gone. Yes, I don't think we will be, mate. I don't. Paul Annie says, it's great business to loan him with Amrabat. He did okay, but gave us a good insight on how he would fit into Manchester United. Look, there's plenty of positives there. We could even bring Amrabat in as well yet and have 2 midfielders. And let's not forget Collier coming through, playing well in the youth setup as in the pre-season as well right now. It's all positive vibes for Manchester United right now, guys. I'm still convincing everybody that it is a good window so far. So, that is your complete roundup done. That went by so quickly. Good to be back in the studio, guys. Good to be updating you guys early doors. Everyone moans at me for saying guys. Apparently I'm always American style. So everyone and people and English and everyone else from all over the world, not just guys. Thank you. Cheers for the likes, everyone. Get voting as well on that poll there. 93% of you have said that Ugarte is a smart move for United. We're going to end that there and end the show there. Thank you, Nubian, absolute legend with that mega super chat. Thank you for all your comments coming in. We will be back with the full interactive show as normal at 12 o'clock, where we got a lot more detail on other stuff coming up and obviously all of the stuff we discussed this morning as well. But for now, guys, that is Manchester United's news update done here on Forever United TV. Give the video a like on your way out, and I will see you all at midday. Have a fantastic one, people. The sun is shining in England. I've brought it back from Spain with me. There you go. There's